it's crazy that we have these companies that are worth $100 billion in the free market. He's talking tech and SaaS, yet they've yet to ever have profits. Right? He's like, it's
Right.
just this inversion of like value versus actually production of accretive value is just, he's like, it will not last. This will end badly, is what he's saying. And so, Craig, to
Well,
your
it's already
point, maybe,
ending. I mean, Facebook and Amazon and Apple, they're all laying people off and, positioning to their investors that expect more modest returns, no more ice skating rinks in your corporate headquarters and free lunches and all that stuff. I mean, that put pressure on all of us. There's definitely a more sobering time coming in.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But I think that bodes well for us because,
because it's a shift back, like where tech was the sexy beast in the room, so to speak. Now it's going back to, let's get back to base hits and at businesses that actually make something.
Yeah, well, if you have the Amazons of the world saying, "Hey, we're gonna be a base hit company going forward," now it's all of a sudden, these other people that are smarter than all of us are just like, well, if it's going to be base hits, let's go to healthcare because it's a little bit more immune to consumer trends and prices and stuff like that.
I like that comment you just said about smarter than us. I'm always amazed because you'll hear some of these incredible individuals that are out there selling, right? And some of the greatest entrepreneurs in the world, Elon Musk, and they're out there, and when they're selling, people are like, nah, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it's almost as if for some reason, even within our own industry, this type of news can come up and we act like, oh, well, that never will affect me here, or never affect me here in Houston, or affect me in Texas or somewhere else. And I think we have to have our eyes open to understand that consolidating is happening, and it's going to happen at different rates. But there are different ways to look at this. I mean, this is not a simple turnkey acquisition. Nobody should quote somebody got an 18.3 multiple for dentistry. That's just not what it is. Now, I do agree that they're looking more at us and saying, hey, here's some bread and butter industries that are looking sexier because they're more stable. They survived well through COVID because there's a necessity. There's a healthcare necessity. So it stabilizes their portfolio in a lot of different ways, which is why I think it's going to create some attractivity to our industry. But do I think that it's sped up as far as when we talk about application to the listener right now? Like I would say, yeah. Do I think that if before we were thinking 7 years out for, a significant percentage of the industry, or 50% or 40% of the industry being consolidated, this might speed up.
So you think this speeds up the timeline for consolidation is what you're saying?
I think so.
And so net, do you think it's a positive?
Why do you think that happens?
Yeah, I'm curious.
What makes you?
I agree with him, by the way.
I think because when people start realizing that you've got inflationary money, you've got large groups that are really struggling. Well, one we're going to talk about here, this next step, that relates to the fact that they have way too much variable interest rate debt, and those things start collapsing. More consolidation is going to happen with some of these groups, and some of them are also these large DSOs. They're struggling as well in the same way because they created their whole business model in a zero interest rate environment. And it was a significant component. You've got to realize that's not just going to go away. And so in my opinion, do I think that it sped that up? Yes. I mean, do I think it's going to go to 100? No. 100% no. But do I think that it's going to speed up the process of what everybody kept quoting was the next 7 years, 7, 8 years? I think it'll be more like 5.